Hey, welcome to the latest here on the earliest alert as we do more of this Derby talk into next week. Some changes, of course, to the forecast. I'll walk you through those in just a second. I will try to get as many of these out over the next several days as I can. My schedule's kind of all over the place, so bear with me on that. If I don't get a chance to get right to the blog, then I will be on social media updating things. First off, let's talk about today. We've had a nice sunrise. Notice clouds are beginning to increase now. We have a southern system moving our way, and I'll show you that here in just one moment. That is going to track off to our south. It is going to allow for a rain chance, mainly for our southern counties here today. Clouds are already spreading north. The more north you are, though, the more you're going to enjoy some sunshine today, and therefore likely a warmer setup. Now, as I broaden the view out, you can certainly see the system spinning. It's a good thing it's not coming right at us where we deal with a lot of rainfall. But the majority of this is going to spin right across Nashville, then up the Smoky Mountains, and then out to Virginia. So it's only going to be just, again, the northern fringe of that will clip right across Kentucky. And then we've got the cold front. That is Friday's front waiting for us up there. But this one is that's taking so much moisture out of the atmosphere, whatever is left, that when that front arrives for Friday, not a lot to deal with there. And then we get some colder air behind that, and that's something that is going to play a role for the upcoming weekend setup. First off, let's get you through this afternoon. You'll be able to see that we got that low pressure moving in. Again, it's mainly our southern and southeast counties that deal with some showers around the area. Sharp cutoff line to that, though, as it tracks through the region. We'll try to clear the sky out. Then tomorrow, there's the actual front moving in around 5 or 6. Notice a sprinkle or two. That's about it. Some wind with that, so we'll see how that affects the glow. Whether or not it gets above 12 miles per hour, it's possible with the front moving in like that, but I think it should be relaxing by the time we get into 9 o'clock for Friday evening. But overall, mainly dry. Once we move into Saturday, this is where a change is coming in. We're starting to see signs of a much more of a colder push of air out of the system on Saturday. So that's going to drive us down so much so over the weekend that it's going to be really hard for us to bounce back up on Sunday. Monday, yes. Sunday, not so much. So in addition to that, there's also the opportunity for the atmosphere to get cold enough Saturday night and early Sunday that we could run into some patchy frost. We'll see how much cloud cover is around for that, but it is possible. So a cold weekend, but not bad during the day. 60s during the day, we can handle that, especially if we get some sunshine. It'll feel a bit warmer. Saturday may be a breezy day, so perhaps not as feeling warmer there, but Sunday definitely. All right, so let's get into where we're looking at the setup involving the same features, the high pressure, the ridge, taking control, bringing the warmth with us next week. We've got a confidence meter listed here, which is low confidence on for the Republic Bank Pegasus Parade on Thursday. How much of this ridge on the northwest side of it's going to weaken to allow these fronts to come through? This has been the debate now for 10 days. The signs are there that it is wanting, the models keep wanting to break this ridge down and get these fronts into the area. I still think it's going to be a lot slower than what's indicated, but I do think it will break down. I mean, you can't maintain a ridge like this, especially in our pattern the way it's been this season, for very long. It's got its limits. All we need its limits, though, is to go until at least Derby. That'd be great, but we're starting this ridge really starting this weekend, so that's a good 6-7 day period. That's asking a lot out of a high pressure to keep us safe for that long. So our luck is against us. The odds are, especially to use Derby terms here when it comes to how it'll play out. But the front will be close to us Thursday for the parade. I think Oaks Day it's going to be really close. The ridge is going to try to fight it here on Oaks, but it may try to move through, and some of the models try to move the ridge enough out of the way that the front can actually push all the way in on Derby. Now, if that were to happen, and if it's progressive enough, that's not all bad news, because, yeah, we would have a rain issue or thunderstorms on Oaks, but for Derby, the front would be through here enough that we would be able to clear back out again in a hurry to get back to a sunny, but it will be a cooler setup compared to what it looked like before. So about a 10-degree drop, which would put us in the 70s, which is actually normal. And that actually would be a lot more comfortable than the 80s. So that's how it's looking. And it's still not set in stone on this. When you look at the models and the ensembles right now, GFS and its ensemble, Euro, its ensemble. We don't have the Canadian operational model to look at, but we have its ensemble. All right, but you're looking at the rapid warm-up that kicks in here as we head into Monday and Tuesday. They all agree that is certainly going to be the case. All right, now we get into Oaks Day. The GFS, again, holding on with the ridge. Euro says, nope, it's going to come through. The front's going to move in. The ensemble on the GFS kind of matches somewhat. It's trying to say that, the ridge is going to hold as long as it can, but the other two here overall really want to surrender to the front moving into the area. Derby Day. They all do. They all have at different levels. If you look at the blue, focus on the cold air, you see how the Euro is more progressive. So if it gets into a cooler pattern, and see how it's a little more angled, more to the west than the GFS. The ensembles, though, argue more for the progressive idea like the Euro. So that's why we trended the forecast you just saw to that idea of a front very close to Parade or Oaks Day. One of the driving factors is the EPO oscillation here. This indice has been big on the Euro. We want it to get into positive territory to try to give us a better chance for the ridge to hold. We don't want it to go down here into negative. The circles are the most recent run of that. And you see that the most recent one, as we get to Derby Day, it's close to it, but mainly negative. Not as bad as yesterday. I mean, it was really tanking it yesterday. But it's still, I mean, that's a big difference. It's still struggling, but the overall theme is that they're all below the black line. So the idea that a progressive pattern is what the Euro is trying to say. You look at the GFS. GFS has certainly been all over the place. The most recent run is negative. Yesterday it was more positive, allowing for the 80s to hold on all the way through Derby. But now it's trying to switch to the south. So we'll see what happens. But obviously it's really struggling as well. I mean, quite a range here above and below the line. So forecast is not set in stone, but I can't imagine we would get all the way to Derby Day without feeling an effects of a cold front and thunderstorms at some point. Now, what we do not want a front to come through and install and get stuck in the area. And if that were to be the case, then we're dealing with thunderstorms that could linger for a couple of days and allow for more of a rainier setup. So if it's going to move in, let's let it take a while to move in, but when it moves in and move out so we can get back on Derby events. But it does mean that one of the Derby events or one of the days will have to sacrifice to rain and thunderstorms. Is it going to be the Parade or is it going to be Oaks? Those are the 2 days right now that we seem to be focusing on. Stay close. We've still got more than a week out to fine-tune this, and it will keep changing because the models are still going to gauge how strong that high is back and forth, and really all we need is just a few hours or even a day or two difference, and that will work in our favor or it can work against us. So it's too sensitive right now to lock in for a high confidence forecast. So stay tuned, guys. We'll see how it looks as we get closer. But better weather is coming. Hang in there.